Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Emerging Franchise Brands Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Fiume, here live at the IFA2024 National Convention, and looking forward to interviewing some folks at this year's event. Welcome to 2024. I have Justin Rae, CEO of Cinch. Justin, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Well, what's going on over there?
Good. Just enjoying the Apple Vision Pro.
Very nice, very nice. So tell me, what is Cinch? What do you guys do, and what makes you guys different than other companies that are out there besides wearing the Vision Pro?
Yeah. We wear the Vision Pro sometimes when because we're really technically advanced, and we do a lot of data science and marketing automation, and that's really where we shine, is being able to look at the analytics, understand what the behavior of customers is or is going to be, and then using our tool to then communicate out with customers on that. When we send communications, we send emails, text messages, that's always generating new data points that are really great for data science to be able to then start analyzing the behavior in the future of the customer again. And so that's where it really shines, is we create this really great flywheel between the data that you have today, using that data, running data science on it, and then using that knowledge to send communication to customers. Mm-hmm. And then, again, the new data that's generated creates new iterations for the data science.
Wow, that's incredible. So, like, if I'm an emerging founder of a franchise, where do I even start with you guys? Like, what do you recommend specifically for emerging founders? You know, they're starting out. It's so important to be able to have that data and to be able to use it for your benefit. But you know, they're hit with so many different things. What do you usually start with emerging guys?
Yeah, I think just like anything in a franchise, you got to figure out what your base operations are. Mm-hmm. Figure out what is the experience and the journey that you want your customers to go through as they come in and experience the what you have to offer, right? You figure out what that process is going to be, start to tweak that until you figure out what really hones in on the thing that sets you apart, and then be able to put together a journey for that. And so inside of Cinch, we call them journeys. It's the customer journey experience that they have as they start from a transaction or prior to the transaction and go through repeat transactions with you.
Yeah, so I've called it like the value chain, right? We go through that whole process. And I think, especially as emerging founders, they think about their target audience, but they don't really think about all the touch points. And that's really essentially what you're doing, right? You're addressing each one of those touch points.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So there's myriad of different touch points that you have, and there's also different channels, right? And so inside of Cinch, we have the ability to send emails, text message, and direct mail, which isn't too uncommon. But then we add additional channels like being able to connect to voice over IP, being able to connect to digital ad audiences like Facebook and Google. We can do iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, and so being able to connect all these different channels, running a contest that then can send brownies out to customers in an automated way are things that we regularly do.
My gosh. How many IFAs is this, by the way, for you?
For me personally, I think my first one was 2016. Mm-hmm. I took the last 3 years off, and so whatever that math would be, 2016 till now, where that's 8 years minus 4, so 4.
Yeah. So what's been your biggest one or two takeaways at this year's conference?
At this year's conference, I think IFA is getting back to normal, right? It feels a lot more. I love the franchise group. It's been fun to bring Stan and Danny with us. Their first time, and being able to see how friendly and how engaging. It's a very different type of trade show from that aspect.
Well, Justin, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I've never talked to anybody with the Vision Pro on at the same time. This is fantastic, though.
I'm getting used to it. Let's here we go. We can pull it off and see a real face. But
thanks again for being on. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands Podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands Podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.